The glass left Camille Hart's hand so fast that champagne splashed across the linen before anyone at the gala understood what had happened. Black Maid Nia Carter stood between Camille and billionaire Adrian Vale, gripping the crystal stem. Camille stared at her. "What do you think you're doing?" Nia was looking at the base of the glass. Beneath the champagne was a silver emblem pressed into the crystal. A compass wrapped around a black rose. Nia's stomach tightened. She had seen that symbol once before. On the last page of her father's notebook. Adrian rose from his chair. "Nia!" Camille's face hardened. "She just snatched a drink out of my hand in front of 200 guests. The orchestra had stopped. Heads turned across the ballroom. Nia looked at Adrian. "Sir, please don't let anyone touch this glass." Camille laughed. "Are you accusing me?" "No." Nia lifted the glass toward the chandelier. "I'm saying this doesn't belong here." Adrian's eyes narrowed. "What do you mean?" Nia pointed toward the symbol. Camille saw it. For half a second, the color disappeared from her face. Then she smiled. "It's decoration." Nia knew it wasn't. Her father had disappeared 18 years ago after working as an internal investigator for Vale Meridian, Adrian's family company. Police said he had abandoned his family. Nia never believed it. Before he vanished, he left one notebook. Most pages were filled with numbers, shipping codes, and names Nia never understood. But on the final page, he had drawn that same compass and black rose. Under were 4 words. "Do not trust the bride." At the time, Nia had been 13. There had been no bride. Now Adrian Vale was 3 weeks away from marrying Camille Hart. And Camille was holding a glass marked with the same symbol. 3 hours earlier, the Vale Foundation charity gala had looked perfect. The ballroom glittered beneath chandeliers. Cameras lined the red carpet. Investors and executives filled the hotel. Nia had been assigned to the private dining section. She usually worked at Adrian's estate, but Camille had personally requested her at the gala. Camille had spent months reminding Nia that servants should remain invisible. "Nia," she said before the guests arrived, "tonight I need you close to Adrian." "Why?" Camille smiled. "Because you're so dependable." The compliment felt wrong. Camille never complimented her. Then Nia noticed a waiter carrying champagne toward the private lounge. Every glass was plain crystal. Except one. One glass had a silver symbol on its base. Camille took that glass herself. Nia watched her carry it into a side room. 5 minutes later she returned without it. Nia followed. The room was empty. The glass sat beside Adrian's place card. Nia moved closer. The emblem confirmed it. Compass. Black rose. Her father's symbol. Before she could inspect it, Camille stepped behind her. "Looking for something?" Nia turned. "No, ma'am." Camille picked up the glass. "You're terrible at lying." Then she leaned closer. "You should be careful tonight." "Why?" Camille's smile disappeared. "Because people who become curious around powerful families sometimes lose more than their jobs." Nia froze. Camille walked away. Nia immediately thought of her younger sister, Maya. Nia spent nearly every dollar she earned helping with tuition after their mother died. But the possibility that Camille knew something about her father hurt more. Nia spent the next 2 hours watching. She saw Camille speak privately with a gray-haired man Nia recognized from old Vale Meridian photographs. Dr. Marcus Bell, former head of corporate risk. At 9:15, Adrian entered the ballroom. Camille kissed him for the cameras. Then she handed him the marked glass. Nia was carrying a tray 10 feet away. She saw Adrian raise it. And she moved. Now the ballroom was silent. Adrian looked from Nia to Camille. "What exactly is wrong with the glass? I've seen this symbol before." "Where?" "My father's things." Camille interrupted. "This is ridiculous." Nia ignored her. "My father worked for Vale Meridian." Adrian stared at her. "You never told me that." "I didn't know it mattered until tonight." Camille stepped forward. "Give me the glass." Nia pulled it back. "No." A murmur moved through the guests. Camille's expression changed. You work for us. I work for Mr. Vale. Adrian looked at Camille. Why do you want it so badly? Camille stopped, then smiled. Because she's embarrassing you. Adrian extended his hand. Nia, give it to me. She placed the stem carefully into his palm. Adrian examined the base. The moment he saw the emblem, his face went still. You recognize it, Nia said. Camille whispered. Adrian. He did not look at her. My mother wore this symbol. Nia felt the room tilt. Adrian's mother had died when he was 16. Officially in a boating accident. Adrian turned the glass. There were only 6 of these made. Camille backed away 1 step. Nia saw it. So how did she get one? Adrian looked at Camille. She said nothing. Then Dr. Marcus Bell appeared beside the table. Adrian, he said calmly, this is not the place. Nia's eyes locked on him. He looked older than the photograph in her father's notebook. But it was him. Adrian's jaw tightened. You retired. Marcus smiled. I was invited. By whom? Camille answered too quickly. By me. Nia looked between them. Something was wrong. Then a waiter approached carrying a fresh bottle of champagne. He leaned toward Adrian. Sir, should I replace the glass? Nia saw his cuff. A black rose embroidered inside the sleeve. Her breath caught. Don't. The waiter froze. Nia grabbed the bottle before he could pour. The waiter released it and ran. Security moved after him. Guests screamed as chairs scraped across the ballroom. Camille tried to leave. Adrian caught her wrist. Stay. Nia placed the bottle beside the marked glass. Something rattled inside. Not liquid. Something solid. Adrian heard it too. He turned the bottle upside down. A tiny waterproof capsule slid into the neck. Security brought a corkscrew. Adrian opened the bottle. The capsule dropped into his hand. Inside was a memory card. Camille whispered, Don't open it. Adrian looked at her. That sentence changed everything. Nia stared. You know what's on it. Camille's eyes filled with panic. No. Adrian inserted the card into a security tablet. One folder appeared. His name made Nia stop breathing. Carter Elias. Final report. Her father. Adrian opened the first file. A photograph filled the screen. Elias Carter stood beside Adrian's mother. Both were alive. The timestamp was dated 2 days after Adrian's mother was supposedly dead. Another image appeared. A woman stood behind them. She looked like Camille. But she was older. Adrian whispered, That's Camille's mother. The final image showed the compass and rose symbol painted across a steel door. Beneath it was a location. Vale Meridian Archive. Sublevel 9. Adrian looked at Marcus. There is no sublevel 9. Marcus said nothing. Then every phone in the ballroom vibrated at once. A message appeared on every screen. One of you opened the file. Now one of you will disappear. Nia looked toward Camille. Camille was no longer staring at Adrian. She was staring directly at Nia. And smiling. Camille's smile lasted only a second. Then Adrian stepped between her and Nia. What does that message mean? Camille's expression softened instantly. I don't know. You were smiling. I was nervous. Nia looked toward the ballroom doors. Security had sealed them. Guests were whispering, filming, calling assistants. Marcus Bell remained strangely calm. Come. Adrian noticed. Marcus, sit down. Marcus smiled faintly. You're making a mistake. Sit. For the first time the older man obeyed. Nia turned back to the tablet. The folder containing her father's name had vanished. What happened? Adrian looked at the screen. It was there. A security technician rushed over. Someone remotely wiped the card. Nia's pulse jumped. Can you recover it? Maybe. Camille moved closer. This is exactly why we should stop. Whoever sent that message clearly wants chaos. Nia faced her. No. Whoever sent it is afraid. Camille's eyes hardened. Adrian caught the look. Nia, what else did your father leave? She hesitated. One notebook. Where? At my apartment. Marcus looked up too quickly. Nia saw it. So did Adrian. You know about it, she said. Marcus leaned back. I know Elias Carter documented everything. Camille snapped. Marcus. Silence. Adrian stared at them both. You two know more than you're saying. Before either answered, the ballroom lights flickered. A security guard entered from the service corridor. Mr. Vale, we caught the waiter. Where? West stairwell. Bring him here. The guard hesitated. He's unconscious. Nia stepped forward. What happened? No injuries. He collapsed before we reached him. Marcus murmured. Convenient. Nia looked at him. You sound disappointed. Adrian turned to security. Lock down the building. Nobody leaves. Camille laughed sharply. You cannot imprison 200 people. Adrian's voice stayed cold. I can delay them while police investigate a threat. He pointed to Nia. And nobody goes near her. Camille's face tightened. That was Adrian's next move. Not removing Nia. Protecting her. Within minutes, Adrian moved Nia, Camille, Marcus, and 2 security officers into the gala's private boardroom. The marked glass and champagne bottle were sealed inside evidence bags. Nia paced. Her mind kept returning to the photograph. Her father beside Adrian's mother. Alive after the supposed accident. Why had both families been lied to? A technician entered carrying the tablet. We recovered part of the deleted directory. Adrian stood. What part? One video file. The technician opened it. The footage was grainy. A warehouse office appeared. Date stamp. 18 years earlier. Elias Carter entered the frame. Nia forgot to breathe. Her father looked exactly as she remembered him. He placed papers onto a desk. Then Adrian's mother entered. She looked frightened. No audio, the technician said. They watched. Elias pointed to documents. Adrian's mother shook her head. Then someone else entered. Marcus Bell. Nia slowly turned toward him. On screen, Marcus closed the office door. The video cut. Adrian stepped toward Marcus. What happened next? Marcus stared at the frozen image. I tried to get them out. Out of what? A network your father built without understanding what it became. Camille whispered. Stop. Marcus ignored her. Vale Meridian was moving more than research data. Private medical records. Patent access. Political donations. Enough information to destroy careers. Adrian's jaw tightened. My father knew. At first. No. Nia asked. My father discovered it? Yes. And then he disappeared. Marcus looked at her. Because someone decided he had become dangerous. Who? Marcus glanced at Camille. Camille stood. This is insane. Nia stepped toward her. My father wrote, do not trust the bride 18 years ago. Tell me why. Camille's composure cracked. I wasn't even engaged to Adrian then. No. But your mother was involved. Camille froze. Adrian turned to her. What was your mother doing with mine? Camille shook her head. You don't understand. Then explain. She said nothing. The technician's phone rang. He answered. His face changed. Sir, police found the waiter's identification. And it's fake. Adrian exhaled. What else? The fingerprints match a man declared dead 12 years ago. Marcus closed his eyes. Nia noticed. You know him too. Marcus said nothing. Nia grabbed her father's old photograph from the tablet display and zoomed in. Behind Elias and Adrian's mother stood a steel door. Compass. Black Rose. Sublevel 9. Then she saw something she had missed. A number painted beneath the symbol. Her heart pounded. She pulled her phone from her pocket and opened photographs of her father's notebook. Page 41. Line 7. 417. Key held by M. M, she whispered. Marcus looked at her. Nia raised her eyes. You have the key. Camille moved first. She grabbed the evidence bag containing the marked glass. Nia lunged and caught her arm. The bag slipped. The crystal glass struck the carpet but did not break. Something metallic popped from the hollow stem. Tiny brass key. Everyone froze. Nia picked it up. Stamped into its side were two characters. Z9. Sublevel 9. Adrian looked at Camille. You carried the key into my gala. Camille's face went pale. Camille's face went pale. I was supposed to deliver it. To whom? She looked at Marcus. Marcus stared back. Then the boardroom television turned on by itself. A live camera feed appeared. Nia recognized her apartment hallway. A masked man stood outside her door. In his hand was her father's notebook. Then he held it to a lighter. Nia rushed toward the screen. No! A distorted voice came through the speakers. Bring the S9 key to Vale Meridian headquarters in 1 hour. The lighter flame touched the notebook's corner. And come without police. The masked man lowered the notebook. Then the camera shifted. Nia's younger sister Maya was standing inside the apartment behind him. Terrified. The voice continued. Or the next thing we burn will not be paper. Nia collapsed, but Adrian caught her shoulder. Camille whispered. This wasn't supposed to happen. Nia turned. What was supposed to happen? Camille looked toward the key. Adrian was supposed to open sublevel 9. She swallowed. And you were never supposed to survive what was inside. Nia stared at Camille. What do you mean I wasn't supposed to survive? Camille looked toward Adrian. The people behind sublevel 9 knew who your father was. When you started working for Adrian, they noticed your name. Nia's chest tightened. They hired me into the estate. No, Marcus said. But once you were there, they decided to use you. For what? Adrian asked. To open something Elias Carter locked 18 years ago. Nia looked at the brass S9 key. My father locked sublevel 9. Marcus nodded. He sealed the archive after copying evidence. Nobody could reopen it without the physical key and a biometric match from Elias's family line. Adrian understood first. They needed Nia. Camille looked away. Nia's phone buzzed. A message from Maya appeared. No police. They're watching. Then another. I think he left the room. Nia typed quickly. Lock yourself in the bathroom. Call 911 when you can. Adrian saw the screen. We are not waiting an hour. Marcus stood. There's a private tunnel beneath Vale Meridian headquarters. It connects directly to sublevel 9. Camille laughed bitterly. And you suddenly want to help? I helped create this mess, Marcus said. I can still end part of it. Adrian ordered security to send police toward Nia's apartment without lights or sirens. Then he turned to Nia. You stay here. No. Sublevel 9 needs my biometric match. I'm going. Adrian stared at her. Then I'm going with you. 20 minutes later, Adrian's armored SUV entered the underground garage beneath Vale Meridian headquarters. Nia, Adrian, Marcus, Camille, and 2 trusted guards stepped out. Marcus led them through a maintenance corridor to an elevator with no floor numbers. He pressed a hidden sensor. The doors opened. Inside was one button. Z9. The elevator descended. When the doors opened, a steel corridor stretched ahead. At the far end stood the compass and Black Rose symbol. Nia whispered, My father was here. So was Adrian's mother, Marcus said. They reached the door. Nia inserted the brass key. A scanner illuminated. Place hand. She pressed her palm against the glass. The scanner turned green. Locks released one after another. Camille whispered, We should leave. Too late, Adrian said. The door opened. Rows of archive cabinets filled the chamber. At the center stood a desk. On it was a black box labeled Elias Carter. Nia rushed forward. Inside were photographs, audio tapes, bank records, and a sealed envelope addressed to her. She opened it. Nia. If you are reading this, they found me before I could come home. Her hands shook. Adrian moved beside her. Keep going. She read aloud. The Rose Circle was never a company division. It was a private network using Vale Meridian to trade research, identities, and leverage. Adrian's mother tried to expose them with me. Camille whispered, no. Nia continued. The person who betrayed us was not Marcus Bell. Marcus closed his eyes. It was Evelyn Hart, Camille's mother. That's a lie, Camille said. Nia turned another page. Payment list appeared. Evelyn Hart had received millions. Beneath her name was another. Camille Hart. Successor access approved. Dated 7 years ago. Adrian stared at his fiancée. You joined them before you met me. My mother started preparing me when I was 17. You were 27 when we met. I was trying to get out. Marcus looked at her. Tell him the rest. Camille faced Nia. The glass wasn't meant for Adrian. Nia froze. It was meant for you. Adrian stepped forward. What? The symbol was bait. We knew you'd recognize it. We needed you to grab the glass, touch the key, and lead us here. So tonight was staged, Nia said. Not all of it. Computer powered on behind them. Every screen in sublevel 9 lit up. Biometric access confirmed. Archive transfer initiated. Marcus rushed to the console. Nia didn't just open the room. Progress bar appeared. 27%. She unlocked the entire Rose Circle archive. Where is it transferring? Adrian asked. Marcus checked. To an external server. Camille whispered. They used us. 44%. Then the chamber doors slammed shut. The lights turned red. A distorted voice filled the room. Thank you, Nia Carter. 61%. Your father kept our archive locked for 18 years. Now his daughter has opened it for us. Marcus shouted. If that transfer finishes, every witness file disappears. Camille stared at another folder opening automatically. No. Worse. A list of current Rose Circle members appeared. At the top was a name none of them expected. Adrian Vale. Beside Adrian's name was an authorization date from 5 years earlier, along with his signature. Adrian shook his head. I never signed that. Marcus whispered. Then someone has been using your identity. Nia slowly turned toward him. Adrian stared at the screen in disbelief. And the transfer reached 70%. The transfer climbed to 73%. Marcus slammed both hands onto the console. If the archive finishes transferring, they will have every witness and payment file. Adrian looked at Nia. How do we stop it? Nia stared at her father's letter. Then she saw one final handwritten line beneath his signature. If they ever reopen S9, use the rose against the compass. Her eyes lifted toward the symbol painted on the steel wall. Marcus, what does that mean? His face changed. The emergency purge. Camille stepped back. No. Marcus pointed toward 2 metal panels. The archive has a physical kill switch. 2 people must activate it. What happens? Adrian asked. The archive locks and the transfer dies. Then do it. One switch requires Vale family authorization. Adrian moved toward it. And the other? Marcus looked at Nia. Carter authorization. The transfer reached 81%. Nia ran to the second panel and pressed her palm against the scanner. Adrian did the same. Both screens flashed red. Secondary confirmation required. Camille whispered. It needs the successors. Nia turned. What? My mother made me her successor. Adrian stared at her. Then help us. 86%. Camille looked at Nia. If I do this, everything my mother built disappears. Nia held her gaze. Good. Camille placed her hand beside Nia's. The scanner turned green. Adrian's remained red. Marcus suddenly looked toward the security guard beside him. Wait. The guard pulled a small device from his jacket. Adrian grabbed his wrist. The device fell. Marcus recognized it. Remote authorization token. The second guard tackled him. Adrian tore back his sleeve. Inside his cuff was the black rose. The transfer reached 92%. Marcus grabbed the token. This is the cloned veil credential. He pressed it against Adrian's panel. Green. A countdown appeared. 10. Nia looked at Adrian. 9. Camille began crying silently. 8. Marcus shouted. Hold your hands there. 7. The chamber shook as locking bolts engaged. 6. Screens began flashing. 5. The transfer hit 97%. 4. Nia thought of her father. 3. Adrian thought of his mother. 2. Camille closed her eyes. 1. The screens went black. Silence. Then one message appeared. Transfer failed. Archive sealed. Nia exhaled. Police and Veil security reached sublevel 9 minutes later. The guard was arrested. Marcus surrendered voluntarily and gave investigators everything he knew about the Rose Circle. Camille did not ask Adrian for forgiveness. Instead, she surrendered names, accounts, and recordings proving her mother had built the successor network. Weeks later, Evelyn Hart and several executives were arrested. Adrian's forged membership was publicly cleared. Nia's father was officially recognized as the investigator who had stopped the network 18 years earlier. Adrian's mother's death was reopened, and Maya was found safe. At the memorial ceremony, Adrian handed Nia her father's restored notebook. You finished what he started. Nia shook her head. No. He left the door locked long enough for someone honest to open it. Camille watched before leaving under court supervision. The wedding never happened. Months later, Nia became director of independent ethics investigations at Vale Meridian. The marked crystal glass was placed inside a locked evidence display. Not as a symbol of danger, as a reminder. The night Nia snatched it from the billionaire's fiancé, everyone thought she had crossed a line. Instead, she uncovered a secret organization, cleared Adrian's name, exposed Camille's family, and gave her father back the truth stolen from him for 18 years. The unthinkable thing wasn't what was inside the glass. It was what happened when the Black Maid refused to put it down. And finally everyone knew her name.